Oh man, oh man, oh man, do we got some stuff to talk about tonight, boys and girls? And if you identify as anything other than that, I'm gonna get you up on out of here. It's only boys and girls allowed up in here, man. So with that being said, come on in, man. Come on in, come on in. We chilling, we chilling. You know exactly what time it is. Back to some smoke getting down from the house. We just got the pound and are ready for the next round. The next round, all right. The next round of karma, the next serving of karma, the next wave of monkeys to come through, man. Just like on Call of Duty Zombies when the monkeys came through, and they stole your guns and all types of stuff on the Shangri-La. I hated that, man. You got the monkey bombs and everything. We got real monkeys that be coming up in here, man, and you can't make the stuff up. You can't make the stuff up. How's your day going? My day is going pretty good, actually. What's good, Mikey? Appreciate you for tapping in. There's certain things, man, that happen. Certain things that in life it's a force. It is its own energetic force. Has its own mind, its own will, and that is something called karma. You got to think every decision that you make. You have to think to yourself, what gonna happen? What could or could not happen if I make this decision? What could or could happen if I don't make this decision? A lot of people don't be sitting around and thinking because karma is real and it is very real. It has a mind of its own. It has a will of its own. It comes and goes. It comes and goes. What goes around comes around. And that's exactly what karma is. What you choose to say and do is what's going to come back to you. And that's a fact. And a lot of people, they just ignore it. Like it's completely safe to ignore it. They sit around and think, oh no, man, there ain't gonna be no consequence if I do this. There ain't gonna be no consequence if I do that. I can do whatever I want. I can do this, that, and the third. What's good, buddy? But no, and that's not the case, brother. You can't do whatever you want to do. See, like this right here. You want to ask a goofy question. Karma's gonna come back and you finna get up on out of here. Exactly, just like that, bro. Just like that. Shout out to my moderators, man, doing what they're supposed to do. But I recently just heard recently, that yeah, get them out of here, man. Get all the Keishas, all the monkeys out of here, man. Get the monkeys, the monkey see, monkey do, ooh ooh ah ah. Get them up out of here, man. This one too, right here. Yeah, no, no. This one too, right here. Boom, bada bing, bada bang, and bada boom. Just like that. Just like that. People want to sit around and they want to say something goofy. They want to unleash their monkey syndrome. And when they do that, it just exposes them for who they really are. It does, man. Monkey syndrome is real. It is a very real thing, and people don't think it is. And the reason why they don't think it is because they they have lived with it for so long. They never identified what makes them so goofy, and what makes them so goofy is monkey syndrome. Now, some people are a lot better at concealing their monkey syndrome than other people are. I'm gonna get that monkey up on out of there too, man. Get him up out of here, man. They letting the monkey syndrome out. When you combine Keisha with monkey syndrome, it's not good. It's not good. And nobody asked about how I look, how I feel, what I think. Nobody cares. I didn't ask y'all. What do y'all think about me? What do y'all think that I look like? Man, I didn't ask none of that stuff, man. Y'all just stay asking the wrong questions and always getting the wrong answers. Y'all wonder why you ain't become a billionaire yet? Y'all wonder why you ain't achieved that that business that you've been wanting to open, man. Y'all wonder why you ain't graduated high school yet, man. Why y'all wonder why you ain't got into college yet, man? Because you keep asking the wrong questions and getting the wrong answers. See, people want to sit around and ask the goofy questions. Hey man, are you working? Hey man, are you this? Hey man, are you that? Hey man, you look cool. You look like this. You look like that. Quit asking and saying the wrong things and start asking and saying the right things. Uh, I don't know what you're talking about there. So with that being said, I'm gonna get that monkey up out of here too because you don't make no type of sense. Man, people want so badly to rule the world, to be able to travel and go wherever they want to go, but they can't if they don't make sense. See, people are never going to be able to understand what you're saying if you never make sense. You have to be able to intelligently communicate and make sense and get the monkeys up out of here, man. We got so many monkeys up in here right now, man. Get them up out of here immediately. No more monkeys jumping on the bed, man. 3 little monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his head. Yeah, no. I'm finna get the monkeys up out of here myself then. Man, but, I mean, it's just crazy, dog. People sit around, they want to point out the obvious. They want to point out things that everybody else already knows. They want to point out things that aren't going to be productive for them. They want to point out things that have no value. They want to pay attention to things that have no value. They want to watch content that has no value. They want to sit around and support people who don't value them. That's why you gotta be careful about who you're around, what you consume, what you don't consume, because everything comes and goes. What goes around comes around. What you consume is what you are going to put back out. So if you're consuming negative content, you're going to be negative to the next person. I don't know if y'all have ever noticed or felt this before, and this is 100% fact, so when I tell y'all this, is no lie. When you truly pay attention to the difference between good music and bad music, and I'm going to use these two as examples. When you listen to, say, Christian music, you bumping Lecrae or you bumping Skillet or whatever, Nine Lashes, whatever you're listening to. As a Christian, man, it's uplifting music. It makes you happy. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel grateful to be alive. You got these happy-go-lucky, excited to be alive vibes. You ready for the next, to wake up to the next day. But when you listen to music like Eminem, Five Finger Death Punch, 50 Cent, all that stuff, you just sad, you depressed, you angry all the time for no reason. That's the spiritual energy behind music that rubs off of you. So whatever you consume is what you are going to put forth into the world and whoever it is that you interact with. People are so angry all the time because of the content they consume, the music they consume. They listen to so much negative music. They listen to so much negative content, watch so much negative content. They eat so much negative food. They drink so much negative water, so they themselves become the embodiment of negativity. Now, isn't that interesting? What you consume, get out of here. What you consume is what you put out. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's very confusing for a lot of people. They haven't quite figured out what you consume, you will eventually be consumed by. That's 100% facts, man. Anakin, man, he consumed anger for the because of the Sand People, because of what's his name, Watto or whatever his name was that owned him. So much to the point where he became consumed by anger for Obi-Wan, for the Jedi, for what's his name, Padme, following him. He became so consumed that he offed his own life, bro. His own life. Can you believe that? And people think, oh no, man, I can do this and I can do that. No, bro. That's why you can't be around certain people. You can't be around certain things. Even if you sit there and think, no, man, I can be around this and I can never be like it. But over time, maybe not in the moment, but over time, you're eventually going to start degrading, and you're going to start decaying and corroding. Next thing you know, what builds back up is what you around. I know this for a fact. The people I used to live with, well, all they used to do was just sit around and roll joints and hit the bong and stuff like that. And I thought I was never gonna do none of that stuff, man. About 2 months, 3 months after I moved in, boy, we was all doing it. We was all doing it. What you consume and what you're around is what you become. People don't understand that. If you're around Tarzans, but you straight in the pole, you straight in the stop sign pole. Over time, you're gonna start making more Tarzan jokes. You're gonna start laughing at more Tarzan jokes. You're gonna start getting more comfortable with Tarzans to the point to where now y'all grabbing each other and stuff like that. Next thing you know, you're gonna get curious to what it's like to be a Tarzan, and you're gonna start swimming the other way, experimentally. Next thing you know, you became a Tarzan because you've been hung around the Tarzans for too long. You can't remain around something for too long without being consumed by it. That's just how it is. And once again, people don't understand that, and it's a shame. But yeah, man, the negative content, when you look at people like Speed, Aiden Ross, Prime, and all that stuff, the things that they be doing, KSI, Logan Paul, the things that they be doing, it has no value, it has no benefit. They sit around and they play games all day long. They sit around and hate on each other's own blood brothers, own blood family. They sit around and tell their own brothers, man, you're never going to be the world champion of boxing, man. You ain't never going to do this. You ain't going to beat Anderson Silva. You ain't going to beat Nate Diaz. And look exactly what happened. He beat both of them. Uh, you got Speed showing his speedweed on camera on the string. You got Speed showing his speedweed on camera in front of an audience that is a whole lot of kids within that audience. How you accidentally show your speedweed on camera with a whole bunch of kids in the audience? That don't make no sense at all whatsoever. I mean, it that's not something you can just apologize. My bad, guys. I'll make sure to do better next time and keep moving like now. We need an explanation. We need an apology. Not not just specifically to the people in the audience, but you need an apology to all the kids who saw it. You need an apology to all the parents who allow their kids to watch your content. We need an explanation as to how that even happened, a real one, not some fake crying, made up explanation like Logan Paul gave after the Japanese forest thing happened. A real explanation. Uh, there's so much stuff wrong with what's going on. And then you got Aiden Ross. He's sitting around trying to turn people into zombies and Tarzans, trying to get them to swing the other way. He tried to get Charleston White to swing the other way, man. He started up a whole conversation with Charleston about Charleston sending his speedweed to somebody else. How you worried about another man sending his speedweed to somebody else? That alone screams suspect. That alone screams Tarzan mindset. That alone screams monkey syndrome mindset, man. With all these monkeys out here just acting a fool. You got Prime butting into a conversation that had nothing to do with him at all when he heard Speedweed brought up. The second he heard him say so, man, did you really send your Speedweed to somebody? And Charleston said, yeah. And Prime come flying through. I mean, you think he was Superman trying to save a crashing plane with how quick he came into that conversation and said, hey, man, why did you send your Speedweed? Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why are you so worried about another man? Why are you so worried about another man's man log, speedweed, chicken, whatever you want to call it? To the point now you're trying to fight him. You're trying to fight somebody because they sent their speedweed to somebody. Like, you can't make the stuff up at all. You can't make the stuff up at all. These people are focused on the wrong things and are promoting the wrong things to our youth. And we in turn allow it to happen, which is very shameful, very destructive behavior. And it is a very destructive way of parenting when you allow your kids to consume content like that. That right there is a no. See, us as parents, man, as adults, we gotta get more involved in what our kids watch. They might sit around and think, oh man, you just being nosy, you just being overbearing, you just being this, you just being that. But that's because they don't understand the amount of things that can captivate their mind that aren't supposed to captivate their mind. I mean, we all thought the same thing about our parents when we were their age. Man, they too controlling, man. They this, they that, whatever the case may be. We all thought we knew everything. But they don't got the first clue as to what really goes on out there in the real world. what really goes on out there in the real world. They don't got the single first, smallest, tiniest fraction of a clue as to what's going on, as to who is after them. They don't understand the fact that there are people out there after their very soul. There are people out there who are trying to essentially, I guess, kidnap their soul. They want to take their soul for ransom. Uh, they want to take it down with them to the pits of Hades. They want to say nan nanny boo boo. They want to play nan nanny boo boo with your soul, and they don't understand that because they're kids. They're not supposed to understand that quite yet. That's why you, as a parent, is supposed to guard and guide them, protect their purity, their innocence as long as you can until they're out on their own. Show them the way of life. Show them the way. Do you know the way? Show them the way. How they're supposed to live, what they're supposed to do, not do as a man or a woman. And once they're on their own, they can make their own decisions. And if they want to make a decision to become a monkey, they're going to end up becoming a monkey. But if they make the decision to make you a proud parent and live the way that you raised them, and work hard and become a multi-billionaire, then so be it. Otherwise, there's nothing else you can do after that. But so many people out there fail to raise their children and protect their children and guard their children's innocence. I mean, there's some people out there who practically hand their children over to the school system and say, yeah, man, pretty much I'm putting my children up for sale. There's so many actors and artists and influencers out there in Hollywood who are dressing their little boys up. When I say little boys, I mean like 5, 6, and 7-year-old little boys. They dressing them up in girls' clothing, booty shorts, crop tops, heels, all that stuff, putting makeup on their face. These are little boys that they're doing this to. You can't make this stuff up, bro. Some people just put their children up for sale and say, here, come take my child's soul. I'm giving it away freely. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. I would rather much be a homeless orphan than have a parent of this generation that does not have the first clue as to how to guard your child's innocence and purity. I would much rather be a homeless orphan than that. Because at least then there's nobody else to blame for your failure except yourself. You got parents who don't know what they're doing. I mean, that's a shame in itself. How you a parent and you don't know what you're doing? How you sitting around saying, yeah, man, I want to have kids, but you don't know how to raise your kids? How you sitting around saying, yeah, man, I want to have kids, but you don't got no job to pay no bills, to put no food on the table? How you saying you want to have kids, but you don't got no patience? You're not in the right financial situation to have kids. How you sitting around saying, I want to have kids, but you don't even got a car to get to your job? You got to work every day. I know people who are like that. I've met people who are like that. I've hung around people who are like that. I've hung around people who have lost their kids due to not having their minds right. I've been around people like that. There's real people out there like that. And they just play and feed into the matrix. They play and feed into the system. They play the role that was designed for them to be in, whether it's a substance user, whether it's somebody who's physically harmful to other people, whether it's somebody who's just a bum, whether it's somebody who's a loser. The system is designed for everybody to play a specific role. And most people fall for it. They start playing the exact role that the system wants them to play. They stay down, they don't ever get nowhere in life. That's what they want. And it's a shame because it's like, man, can't you see you're doing exactly what they want you to do? And people just, you try to tell them and they look at you like you're the crazy one. It's just like, man, the world's a much bigger place than you think. The world's a whole lot more dangerous than you really think. There's so much more that goes on in this world than meets the eye, man. There's so much more behind closed curtains than there are in front of the curtains. What we see in front of the curtains and what goes on behind the curtains is a massive difference in the amount of things that goes on, the things that happen. Why do you think they're trying to get rid of the orange tea man? because he was finna pull them curtains wide open so everybody in the world could see what was going on. And they said, "No, bro, we can't have that. We got to get this guy out of here. Otherwise, he's gonna expose everything that we got going on." Why do you think they kept trying so hard, and they still try so hard, excuse me, to suppress the Sound of Freedom movie? They want so hard to suppress the movie because that movie pulls back the curtains on everything that's going on within our own government, within our own structure, our own country, our own land. It exposes everything that's going on. I mean, your boy Obama's brother, Malik Obama, recently just came out saying that Obama been swinging the other way for a long time, saying that he's a snake, that he turned his back on his family and everything. What you think was going to happen when he became the leader? He became a snake to the country and the people that live in it. He turned his back on the country and the people that live in it. I mean, he did it to his own family. He would do it to a whole land. You can't make this stuff up, bro. And people want to sit around and wonder why nothing ever got done. Is because you guys chose a bum to go into office, just like you guys chose a bum to go into office again. Man, you can't make this stuff up. Y'all continue to make stupid decisions and wonder why you have such stupid outcomes. And you sit around and think, "Oh man, well, woe is me, man. I don't know what happened. I must have fell down and hit my head on a bed and woke up and I didn't know where I was going to. I'm in the hospital and I voted for you know what." You can't make this stuff up. I voted for an old senile man after I hit my head. I must be controlled by the CIA because I don't remember doing that. But you clearly did anyways. You know why? Because you sit around, you give in to the matrix, you give in to the system, you play with the system wants you to play. And make stuff up, man. And the worst part about it is, some people would much prefer to live comfortably in the lie within the system than fight with the truth, to pull back those curtains and shine a light within them. Some people excuse me, boy, them supernatural forces have been trying to keep me from talking, man. But some people would much rather live with the VR goggles in their face instead of taking them off and seeing the truth of what it is. Just like in the Matrix, in the third one. Outside of the Matrix, they had the whole army of sentinel robots trying to take over the world. And people are plugged into the Matrix so that they wouldn't know what was going on, so they wouldn't fight. Why do you think Neo and Morpheus and Trinity and Tank and all of them was trying so hard to break as many people out of it as possible? But so many people remained inside of it because they were comfortable, they were happy living a false lie. And some of them didn't even know they were being lied to because they fell for it so much. It's crazy, man. It's crazy out here. And this stuff is really real. And a lot of people just brush it off like it's nothing. Like you the crazy one. That's the whole point. They want to sit around and make it to the point to where they're going to, over time, subtly normalize certain things, certain signs, hand gestures, words, activities, and all this stuff that shouldn't be utilized. But they're going to slowly, over time, subtly normalize to the point to where when you point out what it really is, the people who are used to it, who are numb to it, who are desensitized to it, are going to look at you and say, "Ha, you're the fool," because no, it's normal. And you sit around and say, "No, man, it's not normal." And now you got people arguing and fighting with each other, and that's exactly what they want. They want y'all to sit around and fight each other. They think the Hawaii situation was coincident. They don't even know beans were coming up. Beans, just raining beans, man. Black-eyed peas, black beans, pinto beans, all types of beans just raining out the sky. But no, beans, yeah. They said they seen some laser. I seen a video. Boy, it didn't look like no natural disaster. You could literally see the beam out of the sky and hit a building, and the building blew up. Not like a huge like napalm strike blow up, or that house that ended up blowing up over there. I think it was Pennsylvania or something like that. I can't remember which house where it was. It was just a day or two ago, but you can see the beam blow up the building that it hit, and there wasn't no natural wildfire. Boy, that was planned, and they're trying to turn that place into a smart city so that anybody who's living there can never get out. You can never leave the smart city unless you get the electronic mark, that chip that goes within your hand or on your forehead. That's what they're gonna do with these smart cities. Oh, you don't got that chip? Oh, it's tough, dog. You can't pay for your groceries. You can't pay for your water. You can't pay for your gas. You can't pay for your bills, your roof over your head. You homeless now, fool. Yeah, we got you good, huh? Yeah, you gonna suffer, huh? Yeah, that's what they gonna do. Or you can't pay your car note. Well, time to repo the car. Take it away, boys. They're gonna pull up with the tow truck. They're gonna pull up with like 5 police officers. Make sure that you don't try nothing stupid because you didn't do what you were supposed to do. That's what's gonna happen with the smart cities, boy. Saudi Arabia already trying to work on a smart city. They're trying to build a long wall, just like your boy Orange T-Man was trying to do, except it's a different wall. And it's a chrome wall, a chrome mirror, and there's two sides to it. One side here, one side here. And on the inside, you got all your living space all up and down along the wall. And on the outside, it's just nothing but chrome mirrors to block the sunlight, to reflect the sunlight back up into the air, so that nobody gets heat, nobody gets overheated, whatever the case may be. But them smart cities, and quote unquote smart cities, you can't leave unless you get that electronic chip. It's gonna get to the point where you need one to unlock your car. And them gasoline cars, boy, you so much as turn one on, they gonna have a police show up to your house in a minute. You ain't gonna be able to get nowhere in no gasoline car because you're gonna have the whole police station coming down on you because it's gonna be so illegal. Can't make this stuff up, bro. These are real things that happen that people pay no attention to. People pay no mind to, and it's a shame. But this is the stuff that's going on behind closed doors. But we sit around and think that everything's all hunky dory, fine and dandy. Let's go, Joe. No, it's not. It's not all fun and dandy. It's not all hunky dory. Let's go, Joe. It's not. Things are starting to crash. Things are starting to burn. Things are starting to get exposed, pulled from the dirt, emptied out from the closet. Why do you think they're pushing so much bullcrap, man? They want you distracted. They want you focusing on Travis Scott's new album. They want you to focus on King Von not being here no more. They want you to focus on 50 years of hip hop. They want you to focus on social media influencers, YouTubers, streamers, actors and artists and all that stuff. They want you to focus on all that so that they can rebury their tracks again. And guess what? They're going to rebury their tracks again and again until it's time for them to finally be exposed. And the worst part is, all of you are going to allow them to rebuild and rebury their tracks because you're going to fall exactly for what they want you to do. Pay attention in video games, play too many video games, watch too much TV, go to work for too long, overwork yourself to the point where you go home, you fall asleep. You don't do nothing else. You don't pay attention to nothing else. You don't read nothing else. They want to dumb you down to where you don't even know your left hand from your right hand. You forgot directions. You forgot what left means, right means, up, down, forward, backwards, corner to corner. You forgot all of that. That's what they want. It is truly a shame. It is truly a shame. You can't make the stuff up either. That's why I sit around and say what I say, man. No. There's too much going on to ignore it. There's too much going on in the world for you to be caught up with the wrong things. And let me tell you something. We're getting close to the end. Once you reach the end, see, people don't understand. They don't got no choice but to go. You can't stop. You're going to reach the end no matter how fast or slow you go. You're going to reach the end. And when you do, the decision on whether you go into heaven or Hades will all be dependent on what you did here. So you don't have a choice. You have to keep moving. That's the way life was made, designed for you to keep moving. You have to keep going. You are a creature of survival. You can't stop. The shark that does not swim drowns. That's 100% fact, in my opinion, man. Russians can never be more on point when it comes to stuff like that. Especially the Russian mob. Boy, the Russian mob be on all types of stuff. But the shark that does not swim drowns means that those who don't do what they're supposed to do, those who don't remain on their grind, those who don't work hard, they fall behind. They fall behind. They get left behind. Next thing you know, they drown out. And all the things that's going on. Can't make stuff up, man. The monkey that stops swinging falls to his demise. The shark that stops swimming drowns. Can't make stuff up. But yeah, man, with that being said, make sure you share with your friends, your families, your members, your aunties, your grannies, and everybody else that you know. I'm gonna get up on over here. I got a few other things I gotta take care of. And I'm gonna be out. Your boy Maki gonna be going live later on, probably around 12. If it's his usual time, so make sure y'all go tap in over there. With that being said, I'm out of here. Deuces.